Hello and welcome to Firearm Freedom. This is going to be another First Impressions video. In today's First Impressions video, we are going to be taking a look at the Ruger AR-556. You may have seen this rifle previously on the channel, and it is actually in one of my most popular and also one of my most controversial videos that I have ever made on the channel. There has been a ton of debate about that video, and if you're wondering what that video is, I will put the card up in the right-hand corner right now. It is one of my much older videos. Lighting's not as good, audio's not as good, but if you really want to check it out, you can. This was actually my first AR-15, so it's going to be a little bit of a different style of First Impressions videos because I have already shot this gun. I've shot it on multiple different occasions, and I have bought it over 3 years ago. However, I've never really shot it in the bone stock configuration as you see here. And the reason that that video was so controversial is because I'm discussing how I have modified it so many times over the years. I've gave it Magpul MOE furniture, I've gave it a free float rail, and then I've brought it all the way back to stock. I really wasn't trying to make such a heated video before, but really all I was trying to do was show you guys, especially the beginners out there, the value that this rifle has right out of the box. You don't need to buy sights, you don't need to buy anything in order for this thing to properly go bang at the range and take some classes with it. Now, I'm not saying by any means that modifications on your rifles or any other firearms for that matter are a bad thing. I love modifications. I just wanted to show, again, the value that this rifle has right out of the box and the fact that you don't need to buy anything for it and it's going to work really, really nice for you. Now, I obviously dumped way too much money into this rifle, and another point that I wanted to make in that video, if you are looking for a free float rail or something like that, you're honestly better off nowadays just building the rifle and maybe buying a complete upper from Palmetto State Armory or something like that, because ultimately that's how you're going to get your best value if you are a beginner looking for something that has all of those more modern features. I want to hit the reset button on this rifle and just kind of start all the way back from the beginning. So how did it shoot in this First Impressions range day in the bone stock configuration? It shot awesome. I didn't have any issues, any malfunctions at all. I only put about 80 rounds through it, but obviously I have had more ammunition through this in the different configurations, and I've never had an issue. Some of the really nice features about this AR-556 that makes it slightly different from its main competitor, which is the M&P 15 Sport 2, it actually has a milled aluminum front sight that's going to include a quick attachment point right at the bottom of the front sight, which is really nice. Moving back here, our standard delta ring is going to be a little bit different in the fact that it's actually able to be threaded off. You can see I'm turning it right back, and that's going to reveal the actual handguard. So it's going to be really easy for us to take that on and off, which I think is a really unique feature that Ruger put on this rifle. The bolt and bolt carrier group is going to be nitrided, which is pretty awesome. You can't go wrong with a nitrided bolt and bolt carrier group. It's just going to be a little bit easier to clean. In my opinion, it's going to hold on to oil or grease just a tiny bit better. It's just going to allow your rifle to function just a little bit smoother than your standard mil-spec bolt and bolt carrier. It does have Ruger's specific rear sight that is pretty reminiscent of a standard Magpul M-Bus rear sight. You're obviously going to have the flip down capability with the little switch here on the side that's going to pop it back up. I haven't had any issues with this sight. It's a pretty strong, durable sight. We have just a standard mil-spec charging handle, a standard mil-spec buffer tube, and then we are also going to have Ruger's take on an AR-15 pistol grip that's actually pretty nice. The only thing that I would change about this pistol grip is maybe the aggression. It is very smooth-sided, so if you are one who likes a pistol grip that just grabs you and doesn't want to let go, this is not going to be that pistol grip, and you may want to consider switching it out. For the trigger, we just have a standard mil-spec style AR-15 trigger with your typical take up and break. You can see here we have just a little bit of crunchy take up and then about an 8-pound break, and our reset here again is just going to be standard mil-spec and then our break again. The AR-556 does feature a Cold Hammer forged 1 8 twist 5.56 barrel, which is pretty awesome, and it does have their take on a standard birdcage flash hider. This does a pretty good job. Obviously, it's not going to do much for recoil mitigation or muzzle rise, but it does keep the flash down nicely. This rifle has been extremely reliable so far, and I plan on turning it into kind of a pseudo M4 style build, maybe with a Knights Armament rail system, Knights Armament vertical grip, maybe an aim point. We'll see where this rifle takes it in the future. Now, I will say I ended up purchasing this way back before the M&P Sport 2 was even really a thing. The Sport first generation was still out there, so to me, it was an absolute no-brainer to get this AR-556 that had those nice features like the dust cover and the forward assist that the first generation Sport did not have. But guys, there are also not really as many options as there are nowadays for a from the factory, very, very, very good value, cheap AR-15 that is also reliable. Nowadays, there are a ton of options. We have options from Savage, we have options from Springfield, and all of these are going to be really high competitors to this AR-556. And I'm not going to lie, guys, as time moves on nowadays with how cheap AR variants are getting, this is still a really good value, but it might not be as good of a value as, say, maybe a Palmetto State Armory AR-15 build out there that you can get with pretty much the same setup for less than $400 sometimes. You're seeing these rifles on sale for as low as $550, but I see pretty much an average price here in Pennsylvania of these rifles going for about $680. So for that value, you're still getting an awesome Ruger manufacturer's warranty, and you're still getting an extremely reliable and awesome AR-15. That's pretty much going to wrap this video up, guys. I just wanted to get this rifle on screen, and if you do have any other comments or questions, please feel free to put them down below in the comments section, and you guys know I absolutely will get back to every single one of them. While you're down there, check out that description and head to the Firearm Freedom Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram account. On all three of those, we do daily posts. So if you guys like seeing really cool gun pictures, go ahead and head to all three of those. While you're at it, hit that subscribe button and ring that bell if you enjoy the content that's coming out here on the Firearm Freedom YouTube channel. Thank you guys so much for watching, and stay tuned for more great videos to come soon.